Hello guys, DJ Aaron here. Yes, I am doing a video for YouTube, believe it or not, for the first time in a while. So before we get started with the video, I would like to say sorry for my absence. I've been away for a while, but I hope to do more videos here very soon. Okay, so while I've been away for a while, I did some modifications and stuff to the studio, and I also got a new toy. What I mean by a new toy is this new toy is going to help out the shows really well. So okay, so right here you see the new mixer. Yes, I happen to have got a new audio mixer for the show, and it is a nice one, and it is 7 channels. So what we're going to do is we're going to go more in depth. I'm going to turn the flash off for 1 because I don't need it for this video, and 2, I'm going to go over every feature of this mixer. Alright, so with the flash off now, we can actually get on with this video. Alright, so I wanted a new mixer for the studio for a long time, and I finally got one, and we're going to go over each and every little detail of the board. But first, disclaimer: everything that I talk about in this video is just based on my personal preference, but it can be based on your guys' personal preference too when you get a mixer like this. And you know, what you do with it is your business. Alright, so we're gonna take a look at the back here, and you're gonna see how I have it hooked up. Okay, input 5 is my USB, so that's always going first. We got the 2 CD players, we got a turntable, we got the mini disc, and we also got a record out. Yes, a record out, because the fact that this board is not, should I say, very good on the record side. It does very well on the line in side of things computer wise, so that is why I have it hooked up. But however, the USB does very well on the output side of things. Anyways, let's go over to channels, shall we? Alright, so now that we got everything in the back out of the way, and oh yes, I do have this hooked up to my stereo receiver as well. So there you go. Going over to channels, we have mics 1 and 2, which is pretty much used if I have, you know, this is my main mic, so if I have a guest on, we have mic number 2. And that, well, I only have mic number 1 set for EQ, but if I had mic number 2 hooked in, I would set that EQ accordingly as well. And then right here we have a set of switches. We have talk over, and we also have on air. So what happens when we hit on air? It turns the mic on. What happens when we depress it? It turns it off. Talk over, we pretty much have you know, the duration of which it talks, you know, your duration of talk over. You go from the very minimum, and you can also go to the very maximum. I leave it about there, which is good. And then we have a talk over for channel 2, and an on-air switch for channel 2 as well. So we got EQ low, mid, and high, which is very basic for a mixer like this. We also have XLR to 1/4 inch combo connections, so you can hook in a XLR and or 1/4 inch. You have your aux input, which is set for the channel 1 input. So if I press this down, that goes into aux mode. So same thing goes if you were to do the phono, you know, it's pretty much like this. And same thing with the USB, it's pressed as well. So if I turn USB off, we have it set back to line. If we turn USB on, we have it set to USB. So this fader is on the USB. So let's go over to channel faders. Like I said in the beginning, we have mics 1 and 2, which also count as independent channels. Then we have music channel 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which completes the 7 channels of the board. So what's nice about this board is, with it being USB, you can record and do music at the same time. But unfortunately, I'm having an issue with that at the moment, you know, on the record side of things. So that is why I have the line, or the record out, set to my line in. So this board is all USB, so there's the USB right there, as I was mentioning. And over here is the master fader, so you can turn this up or down. And there is a pre-fade listen on each channel. So there you go. And then you also have gain controls on each channel, so you can turn them up and down and adjust it accordingly. I have the turntable turned somewhat all the way up because the phono cartridge that I have requires it to be a little more up, I guess. So let's go over the cue function of this board. For each channel you have your cue, so you can cue them either through a set of earbuds or a set of headphones. Right now I use a set of earbuds, so if I'm queuing up CDs, which will be on 1 and 2, so if I have a CD that I want to queue up, that is on 1 and 2, and then once I made that cue, I could bring both faders up if I wanted to and unqueue those, and the CD players are ready to go. Same thing with the turntable. If I had a record on the turntable, I hit cue, you know, do my normal stuff, earphone wise, and then I can have that queued up and unpress it. Same thing with mini disc, cue number 4 likewise, and then I can queue up whatever song I want and it's ready to go. Same thing with the computer, I can queue it up and it's ready to go. Over here is your, well, we'll go through this. Here is your crossfader selection switches. You have a master for each channel. So you can do master, you go from, the CD players are set from A to B, so that's why I have it set for A to B on the crossfader. So we'll go over to crossfader here in just a moment. We have fader selection, sharp, mid, and soft, and it's like that for each channel. So there you go. And then we have the crossfader section, which is right here. Nice lovely crossfader. It's so smooth, I love it. We have the crossfader selection right here, and you can go back and forth. Unfortunately, it's picking up something, so I'm keeping that at minimum. And then we have the cue control. So there you go, you have mix, we have cue, mix, and master. So in the middle is mix, and then right there is master. So we can flip this switch and we can blend between the two, and then we have a volume control right on that. We also have you know, you have your small mini jack head let me try this again. Alright, anyways, this video is going to be kind of a sloppy one because I haven't made a video in a while. Alright, so up here we have, oh crap, I gotta go back and look at what I recorded.